It's Natasha here along with
David.
Mabe.
Tim.
I thought it'd be a really cool idea if we narrated all that we did throughout this mission trip with Mission 2535, and these guys were on board, so here we go. That sign says, "Welcome to the Community of Hope." That greenhouse right there is the community center where we gather together for our morning devotionals and mealtime, kind of like this.
And these are the missionary houses. We particularly stayed in this blue one. We shared our testimonies and prayed over one another.
I think it's really important for us not only to know each other as friends, but like know each other's testimony and see where we're coming from, like the past pain that we have overcome, or just because we have been saved and truly believe Jesus has healed us.
We had some downtime and we decided to
Toss around the football.
Yeah.
Listen, sometimes I don't know my own strength and it went the wrong way.
Franco.
It was like barbed wire, so I had to figure out how to get over it safely without getting hurt. And had some help from my new friend Joey to hold the ladder.
I was so happy when he joined. He got a few good shots in and then he just flung that thing.
And then on the Community of Hope, they have a full farm and other things. So these are all plantain plants that we have there. And in the background, you can see the factory where they build furniture. They have some recycling machines in there. Unfortunately, they are not able to get very much plastic due to plastic companies having deals with each other.
And the reason why it matters so much for them is because the plastic business that they were doing was producing the most profit for them.
So Mission 2535 has a prayer request for them to be able to buy more plastic so that they can get their recycling operation up and running again. That is the trade school where they teach operations to get people into better paying jobs. And they also raise some livestock, so they have, I believe, 4 pens of chickens.
And another thing, they actually lost 800 chickens due to a disease.
And then in addition to the chickens, they also raise pigs.
The video doesn't do it justice. These pigs were massive.
Yeah.
We also got to see these little piglets, which are so cute.
They all had different color eyes too.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
And they also have some tanks of tilapia. And I believe they have anywhere between 20 and 25,000 tilapia in these tanks to raise and then sell at the markets.
There are also some construction projects that are in progress right now, and this one being that there's going to be a pool on one end and the other end's going to have a market for them to sell the food that they grow.
And then that is the pit where they're going to lay the foundation for a pickleball court.
Another construction project that Mission 2535 is building a youth rehabilitation center for boys.
They're building a home on their own property. We were mixing and laying down concrete for, I believe, 9 bathroom floors.
The ministry that's going to be on Mission 2535 will be faith-based. They will still continue having a relationship with the other ministry would consider off-campus because they still see it as important, but the one on campus will be faith-based.
Here we actually have the kitchen, which is outside. They get to cook and we get to clean. Okay, so now it's time to move on to our ministry time.
All right, so here we have the house ministries. 2535 connects with different pastors in the community, and we ask them where the greatest need is. We visit the houses, provide a bag of groceries, we share testimonies, and we also pray for them.
The first house visitation was like, we didn't know what we were doing. It was like a little awkward, this is what we're doing, okay, all of us got to share our stories. We visited 5 houses. But the level of the Holy Spirit like multiplied every single time. So by the time we got to the 5th house, it was like a party. And we were all praying, welcoming the Holy Spirit, blessing this house, praying coverage and protection over this family, who's been going through a hard time, and it's just been incredible. Just literally within the hour to see how it went from being very quiet to like, yes, we're praying for them, prayer warriors out, we're all praying for them, you know, because we literally were singing. We were singing and dancing around. So it was really, really cool.
We all sat down and they had the boys introduce themselves. I did not know they were going to say why they were in there for. They were all saying they were in there for different addictions, whether it's drugs or alcohol or video gaming. And almost brought me to tears already because these are young kids, anywhere from like 11 to like 16, 17.
And Maeve, what was your experience like sharing your testimony?
When I share my testimony, the more free I feel. You know, whether at one time I had shame, I feel free from that shame.
We saw how it impacted the kids to want to share their stories as well. After that, we had Pastor Andy give a word to them and also pray over them.
We were able to get a game of basketball in, and they had already shot for teams. And of course, they wanted Joe because Joe was the tallest one there with the beard. But it was a really good time for the kids, I know, because they were just like having fun with strangers.
This was at the orphanage that we went to on one of the later days of the week. There were several other young kids there. I think the most fun they all had was with this little toy that Joe brought, which...
Yeah, the tumble drum.
Tumble drum. I guess the goal was to get it to flick it and then get it to stand back up on the other end.
Another ministry that we got to help out with was VBS, and we got to see the joy of the kids and just help out wherever it was needed. Just throughout the week, we taught different lessons and enjoyed just having fun with the kids and dancing around with them.
Before they saw us, they heard us.
Yeah, it brought so much joy and just like a fun, free spirit, just being able to worship and jump around and dance on the flatbed truck. Yeah. I've noticed a lot throughout this week that we were worshiping a lot in every location that we went, which kind of reminds me of like the Bible when they had the worshipers in the front line. Whenever we came to a new place, we had the worship going on first, and then we were able to pray and able to teach the words and how. I shared my testimony already like 2 times before this, and it was no easier sharing it this time, but I know God was moving, and I know that He touched hearts there when I was able to just share freely my own story. We got to feed them sandwiches that we actually made beforehand and hand them out water and snacks.
I had the opportunity to take pictures at this moment. And these 2 guys right here were like, hey, take a picture of us. Although they wanted to see it, took the picture and then they went back to sit down.
We came in and painted some of the outside as well as most of the inside. The structure had already been built by previous groups throughout the summer. It reminded me, Paul says, he who plants is nothing, he who waters is nothing, but Christ is all. Credit doesn't matter. And so we got to see the joy in the people's faces as they experienced their new church. And we got to receive their thanks, which the previous groups did not get to have. But that's no credit to us. It's all credit to God.
And what was really awesome to see was the recognition that Tammy and Rick got for being the leaders of Mission 2535 and doing all that they have done for the community in the Dominican Republic. So it was just beautiful to see them be honored in this way.
The store of dreams and milkshakes and pica pollo and pizza.
Yes, this is one of the new places that they were able to build, which is a shop of all their merchandise, and also John over there, that's Rick's son, he cooks the food and makes the milkshakes and sells the merch, and it was like one of our hangouts after hours just to chill and have fun.
You know, even after dinner, we still made it a point to come together and fellowship. Yeah. Until it was lights out, legit. They had to
kick us out.
Kick us out, yeah.
Yeah, so now that you know this is here, you know, you guys can come next year and see it for yourselves and support Mission 2535. But another way that you can support Mission 2535 is by going to their website and donating. I know they always ask for lots of prayers, and you can join their newsletter to find out what's going on during the year.